it's okay that we put this on YouTube, on Facebook, on social media, on my site, and all those other places?
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, it is what it is.
What do you want to get out of this session?
Um, Honestly, I wanted to work on the fear of being alone because it's such a hindrance. But I can't tell you exactly. I can't ever bring that fear up. You know how they say try to make it a 9 or a 10, and I can't seem to do that when I'm trying to have a session. And when I'm asked,
How high can you get it?
I can't. It's so. I can't even explain. It's the weirdest sensation. It's like I can't even bring it up.
Can you remember what happens when you're there, when it's happening?
Yes,
Okay.
I can remember what it feels like when I'm thinking I'm going to be left alone. You know what I mean? Like
so
if
explain to me,
like
what does it feel like when it feels like you're about to be left alone? Teach me how to do it. I don't know how to do it.
sorry.
That's fine. Because bottom line, if I were in your place, I would be terrified of being left alone too. Once I finally found a good husband. So
Yeah. He
I
is definitely my safe person. Like I don't like to go anywhere really with anyone but him.
okay, so
I mean, I will, but
I can
if
totally
I had a choice,
understand
that's who I
it.
would choose.
But the bottom
Huh?
line is that you're feeling it right now, so that's okay. Go ahead. Feel it. Explain to me how you do it inside, because I don't know how to do it. Teach me.
Um, when I feel completely out of control. It feels like I can't breathe. Like it feels like doom. Like
Okay,
I will
so
absolutely lose control. I will be out of control.
start from the beginning. What happens at the beginning? What's
Pardon me?
the first thing your husband tells you he's going out? Is that what happens first thing? Or
Well, he doesn't. He doesn't leave me anymore.
okay, so when
Um,
it did happen,
but when he would, it would be
he would say, I have to go
my
out, and then
well, he left to go to work, and I wouldn't. It would be difficult to breathe. I would feel like running, like I needed to just get get away. Like, it felt like I was losing control.
how high do you feel it now?
Huh?
How high do you feel it now?
I don't know. I just feel tearful. You know what I mean? Like I just
You're feeling it. It's okay. That's the way of feeling it. You might not feel the exact reaction you're feeling then, but you're feeling it. Okay?
yeah.
So the fact that you're saying that I can't get into it when I'm in a session, you're getting into it fine. Don't worry. Doing a great
Okay.
job.
Okay.
Okay, so you can't breathe, you have to get away, you're feeling totally out of control, feels like doom. Then what happens?
Um. Honestly, there's just been a few times that all of a sudden it just stops, or like I feel like I'm gonna die, and then once I have that thought that I'm gonna die, all of a sudden I feel peaceful. That
Mm-hmm.
sounds really crazy, I know.
No, it doesn't at all. So if you're going to die, no one can hurt you.
Hmm.
Not crazy at all. Actually, it's very logical. Okay.
Okay.
What? Okay. When you feel it, 0 to 10. 10 is the worst, 0 is the least.
Mm-hmm.
How strong do you feel
Mm-hmm.
it?
And right this moment,
How do you feel it? Whatever feeling you're feeling right now, how strong do you feel it?
Probably a 9.
Okay. Can you bring it up to a 10?
Probably.
What do you do inside to bring it to a 10?
I feel like I've spent so much time trying not to feel that it's hard to.
But you said you could bring it up to a 10. So what do you have to do to bring it to a
Yeah.
10?
Yeah.
What do you do to bring it to a 10? What do you think about? What do you do inside?
Sorry, I'm feeling dizzy.
It's okay. Does your husband make movies?
Yes.
Tell by that screen behind. A nice green background.
Yeah.
What does he do?
He produces videos
Cool.
and he teaches other people how to produce them.
Cool. So he works from home now?
Yeah.
Cool. Nice material.
Yeah.
Nice color.
Huh?
Nice color.
Well, he does this so he can change the background.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes it's Hawaii behind me.
Ooh, cool. I get into that one. Okay. Go back to the feeling.
Okay.
Are you sure you want to get rid of this problem?
I'm sorry?
Are you sure you want to get rid of this problem?
I believe I'm sure. I don't know why I keep getting stuck. I honestly, I don't believe that I don't believe that I will ever feel safe. There's your 10.
Okay. So what do you really want to get out of the session?
To feel like I'm my own safe person. I can go somewhere by myself and trust that I'll be okay, or stay home by myself and trust that I'll be okay.
What's the worst part of this problem?
What's the worst part of it?
Mm-hmm.
Is that I end up doing things I don't want to do just so I don't have to be left alone. Or I can't go out and do things that I want to do.
And what's the worst part of that?
Feeling trapped.
And what's the worst part about feeling trapped?
That I feel out of control.
So why is it important to you to be able to go out and do things on your own?
Well, one of the first things that popped into my head was because that's what adults do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to depend on anyone else. I don't want to be a burden to other people.
Does your husband feel like you're a burden?
He says no.
Okay.
I don't believe that, but he says no.
So what are you afraid of?
Of if I'm not afraid,
Yeah.
that I'll end up being mean.
What's the worst part about being mean?
People don't like mean people.
Have you ever been mean?
Probably.
People didn't like you then.
I mean, I've said things, I'm sure. I've said things that have hurt people. I've never like been a mean person as far as just that being my personality.
How
My
do you know?
dad said to me several times that I need to not expect people to be as well behaved and be as nice as me because I was an exceptional child. So I shouldn't expect that from other people.
So how do you know you have this problem?
Because I'm stuck in my house or I have to leave. I have to go with people, even if I don't want to, just so that I won't be alone.
So when you feel it, it's definitely a 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Does it have any color, texture, shape attached to it?
What's coming to me is it just feels cold. It just feels like a cold.
Okay. If this problem was a person, who would it be? Give me the first name.
The first thing that popped in my head was my mom.
And if this problem had a voice, what would it say?
You're a burden. I don't want you.
How often do you have it?
Huh?
How often do you have it?
It's every day. I mean, I
Every day.
couldn't, there's not a single day that I could be by myself or go out by myself.
Since when?
Other than it's been consistent since 2013. Well, actually 2012 when we moved here.
What happened in 2012?
We moved back to the area where I grew up. Or where I lived from the time I was 14 until after my late husband died.
Wait, you lived in this area from the time that you were 14 till your late husband died? That was your
So
first
over
husband.
25 years.
That was your
Huh?
first. That was your first husband. The one.
No, I've been married 5 times.
Oh, okay. So
That was my third husband.
so you lived in this area from the time you were 14 till the time that your third husband died.
Yeah, I was 38.
How were the other husbands, the first two?
The first one was an alcoholic drug addict who couldn't stay faithful if his life depended on it. The second one I thought was a good man. He was also unfaithful, and he's also the one who ended up raping me with his best friend.
Mm-hmm. Hold on.
The one who died, Bob, even though he was very emotionally, verbally abusive in that he would rage at me almost on a daily basis, he also was one of the most loving people I had ever known. I know that sounds crazy, and it is, but it was the first time in my life I ever felt wanted. I knew that if he could create any woman in the world, he would still choose me. And so it's not that I didn't try to get him to stop behaving that way, but it was the first time I ever felt wanted, so.
Right. And the fourth one?
He was a police officer, very emotionally abusive, very unfaithful.
And how long have you been married to your present husband?
It was 9 years in November.
Okay. And you already said before that you feel like you're never going to be able to get rid of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel you deserve it?
Do I feel like I deserve to get rid of it?
No, do you feel like you deserve to have it?
Oh. I don't know. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. What's the best part of this problem?
I'm not sure. I mean, if I think of it in terms of what's the best part of having somebody with me all the time,
Mm-hmm.
that I won't die alone.
How bad can it get? Let's say after the session it's 100 times worse. How bad's it going to get?
How bad can it get?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't stay by myself at all. I mean, at
Oh,
all.
right now you do stay by yourself sometimes?
I don't.
Oh, so then how bad can it get? Because you already don't stay
I
by yourself at all. So,
Yeah, I don't know. How much worse can it get? I already don't stay by myself.
so that's the
So,
question. Can it get worse than it is now? Are you at bottom, rock bottom?
this feels like rock bottom.
Okay.
I mean, I guess the only possible thing that could get worse is I couldn't even handle him going outside without me being out there. Or, but because I mean, he does that. He can go outside or I can go outside, but
How do you know you're done with this?
how do I know I'm done with it?
How will you know that you're done with it?
Oh, how will I know?
Mm-hmm. What's your life going to be
Um,
like?
I will know that I'm done with this when I can say, just go ahead and go and not be afraid. Like let him go somewhere and not be afraid, not to have the fearful thoughts. Or I will be able to say, okay, I'm going here and go by myself and not have the fear.
Okay, hold on. You just mentioned something. Fearful thoughts. What are these fearful thoughts about?
About feeling like I'm going to lose control or I'm going to die and nobody will be
Okay.
here to help me.
So are those thoughts or are those actual feelings?
I feel them.
But you have the thoughts about them before you actually feel them.
Right.
Okay. Okay. I want you to go back into that feeling. Okay, like you did before. As strong as you can.
I don't know how to go back on demand. Like
Okay, hold
I
on.
don't.
Let's get this for a second, okay? Let's get that for a second.
Okay.
Did you used to play make-believe games ever?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you remember what games do you like to play when you play make-believe games?
Now that you say that, I'm trying to think make believe games. I mean, like we would play house where I was the mom, or play the teacher, or
Okay.
things like that.
Now, how old were you that time when you played it?
Probably ever since I was tiny, since I was
Okay.
little.
Now, do you remember when you played it? There was a certain point where you no longer remember that you were little Jenna. You were the teacher, or you were the mom.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
What I want you to do in this therapy is to get to that point where when I tell you to, let's say, pull something out, you
Uh-huh.
feel like you're actually pulling it out. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
As if you, and even if you don't necessarily feel it all, pretend that you're on stage and you have to demonstrate to the audience what you're doing so that they understand what you're doing.
Okay.
Okay? Now, the real key to here is absorption. You have to be fully absorbed in what we're doing. Okay?
Okay.
Even if it seems silly, even if it doesn't make sense to you, doesn't matter. Don't worry. It works. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so what I want you to do is, I think he's going out soon. And I want you to tell me what's going on inside of you as you feel that feeling that he's going out. Because he told me he has to go get some milk from the supermarket, and I'm over here in Israel. I'm not over there with you. So even though I'm talking to you, I'm not really there.
Yeah.
You got it up beforehand. Explain to me what you do. Tell me what you do. Teach me how to do it. Told you I don't know how to do it. And act it out for the audience.
Well, my heart will start racing.
Mm-hmm.
I will absolutely panic.
Okay. How strong is it now?
It's the 10.
Okay. Notice where you feel it inside your body.
My chest, my throat.
Notice there's a color attached to it. What's the color?
I thought black, then I thought green. But I'm seeing color all around me, so.
Okay, that's fine, that's fine. Notice there's any shape attached to it.
No, it's smooth.
Is it 3-dimensional or 2-dimensional?
It feels flat.
Is it inside your body, outside your body, or somewhere in between?
Somewhere in between, I think.
Okay. So what I want you to do is I want you to pull it all out of you. Pull it all out. Okay, just go ahead with your hands. Pull it out, and there's a big shelf right in front of your face. Okay, very heavy shelf. It can carry lots of heavy things. I want you to pull it out, and then I want you to put it on the shelf. Okay, now when you think of your timeline, there's a past, there's a present, there's a future. Which direction is your past? Okay, so I want you to push everything on that shelf and push it to your left. Okay, that's right. Okay, now I want you to go to your safe place. Think about your husband. What's his name?
Leland.
Leland, nice name. Okay.
Yeah.
Think about how he's even staying home for you, working from home so he doesn't have to leave you ever. Think of how great he is. Think of that safety. So on a scale from 0 to 10, I want you to admit where 10 is the best and 0 is the least. I want you to make it a 15. Can you do that for me?
Say that again.
Good feeling. This good feeling of
Okay.
safety, of security, on a scale from 0 to 10. Where 10 is the best, 0 is the least, I want you to make it a 15. Okay? I want you to feel him, smell him, taste him, hear him, see him, as if he's right there with you, right behind you, holding you tight, keeping you safe. Can you feel that?
Mm-hmm.
And as you feel that good feeling, I want you to know there's some place in your body where the feeling starts from. I want you to point to where you feel it from. Where's that point?
I feel like I feel it in my head.
Okay. And I want you to know there's a certain color attached to that feeling. What's the color?
I first thought was pink.
Okay. I want you to take that pink energy and I want you to just breathe it in. Just breathe it in fully, filling up your whole body from the tip of your head to the tip of your toes to the tip of your fingers. Just totally fill yourself up with this good pink energy. And as you're breathing out, feel it pushing out all the less than positive energy. And I want you to keep breathing in and out until all the air that comes out is just as pink and clean as the air that goes in. Feel his warmth, his security, his love all around you.
Okay.
Okay, and now I want you to feel it overflowing out and creating this pink force field all around you. And when you got that force field in place, I want you to put out your hands and touch it, just to make sure that it's there. Can you feel it?
Maybe.
I want you to, not just maybe, I want it to be there for sure. Keep letting it spill out over you, overflowing, creating this force field, spinning around faster and faster until it's almost solid. And when you know that you can feel it, then touch it, and I want you to feel it and let me know that you got it there. Is it there?
Like I feel it more here than on this side.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's your right side. That's the male side. He's male. Makes sense. Okay.
Ah.
And now what I want you to do is go just take a look over there at the left at all that stuff that was in the past. How strong does it feel now when you look there, when you go there?
It just feels sad.
Okay, how strong is the sadness? Zero to 10, what's your number?
It's a 10.
Okay. Now I want you to imagine a tree in front of you. What would happen to that tree if I stuck my hand in and I pulled it out by its roots?
It would die.
Nope, it would turn into beautiful butterflies with gold rims that flutter away in freedom.
That's what it would do?
Yep, that's what imaginary trees that die do. In my world.
Oh, cool.
World according to
Cool.
Ilana.
I like that better.
Okay, start tapping with me. Repeat after me and tap. Letting go of all fears.
Letting go of all fears.
Letting go of all sadnesses.
Letting go of all
Sadnesses.
sadnesses.
Letting go of all emotional traumas.
Letting go of all emotional traumas.
Letting go of the helplessness.
Letting go of the helplessness.
Letting go of the hopelessness.
The hopelessness.
Letting go of the no control.
Letting go of the no control.
Letting go of the trapped feelings.
Letting go of the trapped feelings.
Letting go of the shame.
Letting go of the shame.
Letting go of the blame.
Letting go of the blame.
Letting go of the guilt.
Letting go of the guilt.
Letting go of the burdens.
Letting go of the burdens.
Letting go of the frustrations.
Letting go of the frustrations.
Letting go of the overwhelm.
Letting go of the overwhelm.
Letting go of all the conflicts.
Letting go of all the conflict.
Letting go of the lack of love.
Letting go of the lack of love.
Letting go of the lack of recognition.
Letting go of the lack of recognition.
Whatever it all means.
Whatever it all means.
Whatever it represents.
Whatever it represents.
However I registered it.
However I registered it.
Whenever I registered it.
Whenever I registered.
All the sensations around it.
All the sensations around it.
Just let it go. It's safe to let it go. Time to let it go.
Safe to let it go. Let it go.
C is for the clarity, which is for the land.
Realize parents gave their
Is all the desires that we came without and that clarity. E is for every dream and desire that the clarity has brought to me.
I don't know what it's saying.
Desires that are coming into fruition. G is for the great gift of making my beautiful life to be safe. H is for no happy. Grab your wrist. Breathe in. Breathe out. Put out your right hand. Feel that pink force field. Feel the safety of your husband, the love of your husband. And say peace.
Peace.
Okay, go back to the sadness. What's it at now?
It's probably about a 2.
Okay. Feel the 2. Know how you feel it. How strong you feel it. Step into it. And start tapping this sadness,
This sadness,
whatever's left of it,
whatever's left of it,
the two,
the two,
however I know it,
however I know it,
all the conflicts around it,
all the conflicts around it,
the lack of recognition,
the lack of recognition,
the lack of love,
the lack of love,
the lack of forgiveness,
the lack of forgiveness,
the lack of acceptance,
the lack of acceptance,
all the conflicts.
all the conflicts.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Safe to let it go. Time to
It's
let
safe
it
to
go.
let it go.
Time to
It's
heal.
time to let it go.
Time to let us all heal. We don't need it anymore. Doesn't serve us.
The past is
I
gone.
choose let it go
Let
now.
go.
I'm safe. We're all safe.
I
It's
choose
safe
to let it go now.
It's time to let it go. It's time to heal.
Past
C
is
is
no
for the
future.
beauty
Let
I
it
see
go.
all around me.
All follow
C
successful
is for the
live
clarity, which is for the finances.
realize
It's
that by
safe to
carrying
be safe.
their
D
best
is for all the
let go,
desires that
give them
grab your wrist. Breathe in. Blow out. Go ahead. Touch the force field. Feel the pink safety. Feel your husband over there. And say peace. Okay. Go back to your sadness. See what's left, what's changed, what's different.
I feel like the sadness is like almost blended with feeling angry.
Okay.
Like yeah. The first time around when you put the audio thing on,
Mm-hmm.
I could not understand anything you were saying. I could not understand anything it was saying. The only thing that popped out to me was right at the end when it said forgiveness.
Mm-hmm. That's
And
fine.
then,
Were you focusing on trying to understand?
uh-huh.
That's the only thing that counts. It's okay.
But I felt angry when I could hear forgiveness.
Okay.
Like, one of the things for me that drew me to Judaism was how my rabbi explained forgiveness from a Jewish perspective, from a Jewish thought.
How did he explain it?
And it gave me so much freedom. Like, I didn't feel guilty anymore.
How did he explain it?
Well, that God doesn't expect me or require me to just forgive them. That it is about between them and me. It isn't really between me and God. And it's like they can't just ask God to forgive them for what they did to me and expect to be forgiven.
Mm-hmm.
Any more than I could hurt someone and think I could just go to God and ask them, ask God to forgive me without making amends to these people.
Mm-hmm.
And it was basically finally understanding that it wasn't this, like, the people are held accountable for their behavior. And I don't have to just go on with my life acting like everything is fine, because I felt so much guilt that I couldn't forgive. And like there must be something wrong with me, and I kept trying to forgive. I kept trying to be okay with it and be okay with them. So it's like any time, and I couldn't. I mean, I kept trying.
I'm going to
And
give
so
you...
I felt like there's just something wrong with me that I can't.
Mm-hmm. And what do you feel
And
now?
basically, I still feel that. I feel like,
Okay, so let me give you another little twist on what does forgiving mean. It's forgiving back to them whatever they gave to you.
thank you. That was the other thing that he said to me. because of the whole honor your father and mother has been an issue with me, obviously. And he's like, it is weight for weight, measure for measure. It's
the words forgive, for giving back to them.
I like
in
that.
the words.
I like that.
Okay, now there's something else over here, and that's that we'll get to this, but I'll give you a preempt of it.
Okay.
The forgiveness is not for them. The forgiveness is because it hurts you to keep it inside of you. It's not because what they did was okay. It's because you don't want to hurt yourself.
Right, and I get that, and there's times that I can understand that.
The only thing that I want to get for you is that when you go in there in your mind, you no longer have this reaction.
Right.
I don't need you to go there to them. I don't need you to prove it to yourself with them. I don't need you to, put yourself back in that situation. I need that for you when you go there in your mind, you're clear.
Okay.
That's a separate part of it. It's not me anymore.
Okay.
That's where I want to get you to.
And honestly, that's helpful for me to know. I needed to hear that.
And I don't believe you need to integrate anybody into you that you don't want to. So whether it's your father, your mother, anybody else, if they're toxic, you don't need to put them back in. Unless you want them in your life. If you want them in your life, that's a different thing.
Right. And honestly, I can see that, like, because I've been in therapy for years, and I worked really, really hard after my, during my fourth marriage, after my husband's death. And I remember when I was going through the divorce and saying to the therapist, I don't want to, I'm afraid of even thinking about attracting another man. And I remember him saying, Jenna, you've worked too hard. You will not attract the same kind of man that you attracted in the past. And I can see that with my husband. I can still see areas where I need to work because obviously it's not perfect.
Right.
And so something will happen and I will recognize that as, oh, okay, Jenna, there's a spot you need to work on that you think that you deserve this kind of, attitude or treatment. And so now I'm recognizing it. I'm seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's obviously easier for me to see it in my relationship with him.
Right.
Because it's a totally different dynamic. I mean, when it comes to a parent, it's just so different. And there's so much, you're so bombarded with the, honor your father and your mother, and it's the only mother you'll ever have. And, you just see it over and over and over and over again. And for me, I feel like a motherless child, to be honest. That's really how I feel. And so
I understand.
They're I feel like they're asking me to honor this woman, love this woman. And honestly, the best way for me to do that is to not have contact with her because I cannot. I find myself snapping at her, and that's not okay with me.
I totally understand that, so don't worry about that. What I want to tell you, though, is that there'll be times during the therapy where I might trigger you with your mother, but I'm not doing it from a point of trying to hurt you. I'm doing it from a point of love that I want you to get over it so that it no longer triggers you. That doesn't mean, when you get over a specific thing, it doesn't mean you want to go back to that same situation again. It means you want to leave it and go on to a higher situation, which is going to be much better for you.
And that's exactly how I have felt. And I think it's just that I'm still carrying guilt. I'm still hearing those shoulds in my head.
Right. Feel the guilt.
I feel in my throat for sure.
Okay, all the words you need to say. How strong is it? It's all the words you need to say that can't come out.
There's so many. And
What?
it's just anger. I just feel angry and I feel hurt.
What's your number? 0 to 10.
Oh, easily a 10. I'm just,
You notice it has a color attached to it. What's the color?
probably red. It's like a red and black together. Just,
Notice any shape attached to it.
just probably jagged.
Is it 3-dimensional or 2-dimensional?
3.
Is it inside,
It's just,
inside, outside, or somewhere in between?
it's, oh, it's inside. It's just gut level anger.
Okay, is it okay to work on this?
Sorry?
Is it okay to work on this?
Is it okay to work on it?
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to
I feel like I'm just really getting to a point of really, like, I just want to growl. I'm so angry with her. Just,
Well, you're going to get a chance to very soon. Okay? Why don't you put your feet flat on the floor, hands in your lap.
his chair is too high. Hang on, I gotta scooch up.
Okay.
I'm kind of short. Okay, my feet are on the floor.
Okay, hands in your lap.
Yes,
Breathe in deeply. Let out with a
that's
sigh.
tricky right now.
Try it as hard as you can. Okay, one more time. Breathe in deeply. Let out with a sigh. I want you to go back to that good energy, that energy in your face, the pink one. Remember that one?
Pink one. Yeah.
Feel it? Okay, breathe that in. Breathe it in until it totally fills you up. Every little spot of you.
This is going to be a great recording with my snotty nose, isn't it?
Especially when you make comments like that.
Sorry.
It's okay. Anything to amuse the audience.
Oh, Lord, Lord, Lord. Okay. Sorry. Gosh. Okay.
Okay, breathe in deeply.
Breathing in pink.
Breathe in that pink
I'll picture
energy.
my nose as I'm breathing in pink.
Go ahead, breathe it all in. Perfect. And I want you to focus on your eyelids. Notice just how heavy and how relaxed they're getting. All those tiny little muscles over there getting so heavy, so relaxed that you couldn't possibly open them without putting tension back into them. And when you got them so relaxed that you couldn't possibly open it without putting tension back in, I want you to give it a try just to make sure that you can't open them without putting the tension back in. Okay, perfect. You
Yeah.
can stop there. Now I want you to let that relaxation go to the rest of your body, from the tip of your head all the way down to your toes, down to your fingertips, all the way through. Just let your body totally, fully, completely relax, feeling heavier, feeling more and more relaxed as you go through. In a moment, not yet, but a moment, I'm going to ask you to open up your imaginary eyelids. And as you do, I want you to lift your eyeballs inside of your eyes up towards the ceiling. And when I say close those imaginary eyelids, let those eyeballs just drop down at the rate and speed you can go deeper and deeper into this relaxation. So go ahead, open up those imaginary eyelids, letting your eyeballs rise all the way up. Hold them there for just a moment and close those imaginary eyelids, allowing your eyeballs to drop right down, dropping down deeper and deeper into relaxation. And one more time, open up your imaginary eyelids, lifting up your eyeballs all the way up to the ceiling. Hold it one more moment, and close those imaginary eyelids, allowing yourself to go deeper and deeper into that wonderful feeling of relaxation, relaxing you totally from the tip of your toes to the tip of your head to the tip of your fingertips. In a moment, not yet, but in a moment, I'm going to ask you to take an alphabet. It could be any alphabet you want, English, Hebrew, or any other one you might know. But instead of going from the first letter to the last letter, I want you to go from the last letter to the first letter. And as you do it, I want you to notice how the volume, as you say it, is getting lower and lower and lower. And if you're seeing it, the lights are getting dimmer and dimmer and dimmer until they totally disappear out of your mind. Now, I can't do that for you. You got to do it by yourself. Want it to happen? Make it happen. Give me a nod of your head when they totally disappear out of your mind.
I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing at this moment.
You're supposed to be reciting and seeing the alphabet from the last letter from Z and letting the letters disappear out of your mind.
Ah, gotcha.
Notice how the volume's getting lower and lower and lower, and how the lights are getting dimmer and dimmer and dimmer until they just disappear. You can't hear them, you can't see them anymore. Have they disappeared yet?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. I want you to notice there's this big chair right in front of you as you walk down the steps. Go on down the steps, around 5 steps over there, and step into that chair. That chair has your name on it. It's the most comfortable chair you've ever been in. As you sit down in it, you just totally relax over there, letting your body sink right into the chair. And right above your head comes this big ball of pink energy. And this pink energy just starts dropping into you, just like you would fill a beaker with water or a cup with water from a faucet. And allow that energy, that pink energy, to go all the way down to your toes, filling it up slowly but surely, going up, filling up the bottoms, the tips of your fingers, going up to your shoulders, up to your head. And as it goes there, in between all the cells, it just pushes out, gets rid of any of the other than positive feelings that you might be feeling right now. It attracts them just like a magnet attracts metal, just like a dry sponge attracts water. It absorbs them all up, attaches onto them, and gets rid of them, pushes them out. And while a part of you is over there being cleansed by that pink energy, pink ball of energy, another part of you can rise up and continue on our journey. And as you walk on, I want you to notice this big door. And inside this door, as you open it, you notice this big, enormous room with a big, pearly gray, dome-shaped ceiling. And in the middle of the room, you see this big pit of fire with blue fire in it. But you notice something very special. This fire is a good fire. It can't hurt you. All it does is change, transmute, and take all the negative feelings, negative anything, and change them to good things, into good feelings. And as you breathe in the smoke from that fire, it just fills you up with positive energy. As you look on the walls, I want you to notice that there's squares on the walls. And you notice 2 different colors. And these squares are made, doesn't make a difference what they're made of. It can be made of just about anything. One square is the color that you instinctively know represents all the positive things in your life. The other color represents all the less than positive things in your life. What I want you to do is I want you to reach out and touch one of those squares that represents a less than positive thing in your life.
That represents what?
A less than positive thing in your life. Go ahead, reach your hand out physically and touch one of those squares. And as you do it, I want you to notice how there's a feeling inside your body that you begin to feel. Go ahead and point to where you feel it.
I'm just feeling it in my arm.
Nope, there's also a feeling inside your body. With your other hand, point to the feeling in your body. As you touch that square that represents a less than positive thing in your life. Pull that square off the wall. You feel the feeling inside your body change and shift as that happens. And then take that square and just start smashing it, crashing it, mashing it, do whatever you need to do to it to change it from what it was. And just notice how the feelings inside of you shift as that occurs. And when you know you've totally changed it, when you know that it's no longer what it was anymore, it can never return back to being that, I want you to take that square and I want you to throw it right into that fire. Feel all the energy pop up from the flames as they go all around you, changing it, transmuting it into something that's positive. And what I would like you to do is like you to reach out and take all the rest of those squares that represent the less than positive things in your life. Take them all down, every single one of them. Make sure you get them all. Some of them like to hide. Go ahead, pull them all off from the walls.
I have to sit back.
Go ahead, sit back, that's fine. But go ahead and pull them off the walls. And does it make a difference to know what they represent or not? Rather, the conscious mind will. Let me know when you got them all.
I got them.
Okay, and now crash them and smash them, change them, whatever you need to do to them so that they can never go back to what they were before. And when you got it, throw them into that fire pit. And notice how the feelings inside of you shift and change as you dissolve, absolve, and resolve all those less than positive things. And feel all the energy from the fire pit come up, surrounding you, around you, merging together with all the positive squares on the wall to make it create this power net of wallpaper surrounding you with positive energy. What I want you to do now is step out from there, go into the next room. And as you go into the next room, you notice this big hallway. And on the hallway, on both sides of the wall of the hallway, there's lots of doors. On each door, there's a number. And you instinctively know that it represents a year in your life. What I want you to do is I want you to continue walking down that hallway, all the way down, until you instinctively know you get to the very first time, very first event, very first occurrence that has everything to do with that anger that you were feeling beforehand.
Okay.
What door do you get to? What's the number on the door?
2.5.
2.5. Okay. I want you to walk into that door, and as you do, you notice on the wall there's this big, enormous IMAX screen. And there's an executive chair just for you with your name on it. Go ahead and sit down on it. And as you do, this big control board pops up in front of you. And you instinctively know that this control board is for you. You can look through that whole year, scan through it, till you get to the point where the very first event, very first occurrence that has everything to do with that anger is located.
I know where it is.
Okay, so what's going on over there?
They're taking my dad to prison.
And what's the expression on your face? Little Jenna's face.
Confusion.
I want you to go over to little Jenna and ask her if this is the first time that she felt this feeling, or if it's a familiar feeling, like an old friend. What does she say?
What was I supposed to ask her?
Whether this is the first time that she felt the confusion or whether it's a familiar feeling, like an old friend.
It's the first time it's been this bad.
Okay. Ask her if it's okay to work on it. She says no.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the expression on your dad's face?
Defeat.
Ask little Jenna what she needs to let you work on it.
The first thing I heard was time.
Okay.
But I don't know what that means.
Tell little Jenna who you are. Make her believe it.
Huh?
Make her believe it. Tell her who you are. Make her believe it. Tell her you're from the future. Make her believe it. And tell her that here in the future you have special tools that can change the past. And make her believe it.
I don't know why this is so hard for me to accept.
It's okay. Little Jenna's not accepting it.
No.
Okay, ask her if she likes to play make-believe.
Not today.
Not today. Ask her if there's something she wants to tell somebody. Okay, I want you to work on you, not on her right now, okay? Start tapping. I can't change this.
I can't change this.
I don't want to change this.
I don't want to change this.
I need this.
I need this.
Who would I be if I was without it?
Who would I be without it?
It's been with me my whole life.
It's been with me my whole life.
I wouldn't know myself.
I wouldn't know myself.
No one else would know me.
No one else would.
I'm not going to let her take it away from me.
I'm not gonna let her take it away from me.
Oh, just let it go. Oh, just let it go.
Oh, just let it go.
I'll still be me.
It's only me.
I'll still be me.
I'll still be me.
I'll just be happier.
I'll just be happier
I'll be healthier.
and healthier.
I'll be able to go out on my own.
I'll be able to go out on my own.
I'll be able to be independent.
I'll be able to be independent.
It's safe to change this.
It's safe to change this.
I'm not 2.5 anymore.
I'm not 2.5 anymore.
I'm not 5 anymore.
I'm not 5 anymore.
I'm not 10 anymore.
I'm not 10 anymore.
I'm not 20 anymore.
I'm not 20 anymore.
I'm not even 30 anymore.
I'm not even 30 anymore.
Or 40.
Not 40.
I'm 54.
I'm 54.
I have the most amazing husband.
I got a pretty good husband. Yeah.
The moment that you can say, I've dealt with it before. I'll deal with it again. That's not the core issue. There's something deeper down, underlying, which little Jenna doesn't want to work on.
How do I get her to want to work on it?
To give her time. She has to trust me. That's why I don't do therapy in one session.
I know that this was the first time I've gotten to the 2.5 thing where I've recognized that it all feels like all of this happened. My dad went to prison because of my mom, because he caught her in bed with the neighbor upstairs. My dad was out working, trying to... She's basically destroyed not only her children, but his children from his previous marriage, because they were married to other people when they met. And I'm not saying he's not responsible for the choices he made. He absolutely is. But ultimately, she seduced him. He tried to end it with her. And she gave her kids away. She gave her daughters away. And so then he felt guilty and felt like, okay, I got to stay with her because she just gave her children away for me. Destroying his wife and his 3 children from that marriage. And then when she has him all to herself, she ends up cheating on him. He loses his freaking mind, goes out with a friend, gets drunk, and robs a gas station, and goes to prison, and then I get sexually abused for the rest of my life. And when I asked her one time as an adult why she stayed with my stepdad, because he was such a jerk, second one, well, they were all jerks, but she said to me, because he's the best sex I ever had.
What are you afraid of?
What am I afraid of?
Mm-hmm.
That if I let this go, and I let go of the anger and the fear, that she will take credit for it, because that's what she does. That it will mean I will open myself back up to her, and she will hurt me again.
Do you know how tapping began?
The TFT?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm actually certified in TFT.
Okay, I think it's a TFT. Do you remember the woman who had the fear of water?
Yeah, that's him. Uh-huh.
Okay. What happened when she let go of the fear?
She wasn't afraid of the water anymore.
She ran to the swimming pool, put her feet in the water, and wasn't afraid. What was he afraid of?
What?
What was he afraid of at that point?
I'm not remembering.
Okay, so basically, she let go of her fear of water. She ran to his swimming pool. He was terrified that she was going to jump in and drown. She sat outside of the water and she said, "Don't worry, I'm not stupid. I know I can't swim, but I'm not afraid of the water anymore."
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Okay, you're not stupid. You won't forget what your mother did. You won't forget what happened. You won't let her hurt you again. You don't have to go back to her. No one's forcing you. No one's saying to you, okay, you let it go back to your mom now. Okay? You keep the lessons. You keep the gifts. These are your gifts that they don't happen again. Because as long as you don't get the gift, it keeps happening over and over again, just shouting a little bit louder each time. It's time to let go of the experience and get the gift.
Okay.
Okay?
And the gift is what? That I learned that she can't be trusted? I mean...
No, the gift at this point is you learn how to be independent. You learn how to be self-sufficient. You learn how to be on your own.
But that's the gift of letting it go. That's not the gift of having had the experience.
I told you, the fact that you had the experience is crap happens.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm sorry. I thought you were saying what was the gift in it having happened.
No, the gift in letting it go.
Okay, got it.
All right. Often there is a gift in the experience itself. In this case and other cases like that, I don't see any gift in it. It's crap happens. Nothing else.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. You weren't responsible. Yeah. You didn't call it to yourself. And it just happened.
I had it reversed in my mind. So that was interesting.
No, she's holding on. She needs to feel the trust and the safety that she can let go of it.
Well, there's one thing I have to do, and it popped into my head when you were saying that, to try to make her feel safe. And recently, I had unblocked my mom on Facebook. And so that if my mother wanted to try to make an amends to me, the door would be open for her to do that. And I feel like that little me is saying, no, don't give her access to me.
I agree.
So I need to
not just don't give her access. If she wants to get close to you, she's going to have to work for it.
Right. Yeah. So don't unlock that. Don't make it so easy.
Exactly. Don't make it easy.
Yeah.
Don't let her take any credit. Don't make it easy.
Yeah.
And keep your boundaries. Keep your limits.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because if she wants to come back, she's going to have to make changes in her life.
Right. Right.
Okay? Forgiveness is not about letting the poisonous people back into your life. Forgiveness is at letting the poison out of your life.
Right. Right. Right.
Okay?
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Are we going to... Well, thank you very much.
Let's put it this way. At the end of the day, when I see you manage to go out independently on your own, that's my high. That's my... So.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Have a good week. Tu bist schwarze.
Yeah. I got a cough. I'm sorry.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Shalom Aleichem.
Don't forget, if you like this video, leave a like down below, subscribe to my channel, or subscribe to my newsletter. The address is right down below over there. Have a great week.